Oh, I think I've got it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, that was quite a technical difficulty. I'm peeking down here to make sure that I'm still on, and I am. Yay! All right. I had to restart my phone and figure out what was going on, so now I'm here with you. Sorry about that. Thank you for your patience. I kept getting this broadcast chart. Anyway, I'm happy to be here. I'm Carrie Blake. This is episode 50 of Listen at Lunch, and I love coming to you twice a week, I'll admit. When I first started doing this, I was so scared. But you guys, you're my faithful crew, and I really appreciate you joining me and encouraging me and sharing me. So thank you. All right, we're going to jump right in. Today, we are working on a card. The title of this episode is See It, Make It. So I wanted to show you pretty much exactly from start to finish, how I look at something and I say, ooh, I really like that. I want to copy that. And I tweak it to make it my own, but certainly I'm inspired by a sketch. So it could be the color scheme, it could be the stamp set they used, it could be the way the card's laid out, but I'm sure you get inspiration that way. And so I found a card, and this is a little out of the norm because I'm going to show you the card that I'm going to tweak today, if I can find it after all that. There it is. Okay, so I found this card from a swap that I did. I went through all my swaps and thought, okay, which one do I want to highlight today and show you? And this is the card that I chose. It's from Marianne Cohen. She did this gorgeous card, and this fold is pretty cool. I like this. But when I first saw it, because it comes in an envelope, a clear envelope, so it's matted down, I thought, oh, that's folded together like a gatefold. That's pretty cool. And then I opened it up and I saw, oh, it's this way. So I'm going to tweak it because I like to write, well, I don't actually like to write inside my cards unless it's, unfortunately, unless it's a sympathy card. I kind of like to send out my cards with a little note inside so that people that receive my cards can reuse it, recycle, and send it on to share love with somebody. So this one in particular, though, for people to do that, to share it, send it on, it's kind of funky how you would be writing. So I decided, well, I love this sketch, and I'm going to copy it pretty much completely, and I'm going to show you how I tweaked it. So this is our card. I'm going to set it up here for inspiration. No, set it over here. There we go. All right, so I'm going to show you from start to finish. So I'm going to make it so it's a gatefold, and I'm pulling out my paper trimmer because I'm going to show you how you can get two cards out of one sheet of designer series paper. And we're going to be using our scoring blade. Let me scroll up. Hi Luann, hi Joyce, thanks for being here. Okay, I'm going to use my scoring blade, and I'm going to score this full sheet of cardstock. This is 8.5 by 11. Like I said, we're going to get 2 out of this. I'm going to score it at 2 1/8. And then I'm going to turn it around and score it again on the 11-inch side at 2 1/8. And don't ask me why I do that. I don't know. You could score it the other way, but I think it's just easier to just you know what? And I totally did that wrong. So let me get another sheet of paper. Okay, and the reason I did it wrong, as I'm over here grabbing another sheet of cardstock, is because the 2 1/8, I knew that was going to work, or wasn't going to work. Okay, the 2 1/8 has to be on the long side, on the 8.5 side. See, here we have our, so you've got your 8.5 side here. Sorry about that. It's the story of my life today. Okay, I'm going to 2 1/8 on the long side, and I'm going to score that. And then, again, I'm going to flip it over rather than trying to figure out the dimensions for the other side. They're both sides are at 2 1/8. Hope that makes sense. Okay, then I'm going to take my cutting blade and the 11-inch side, I'm going to cut it at 5 1/2, which is where I'm going to get 2 cards out of this one card sheet. One piece of cardstock. Voila. Okay, now I have 2 cards. Isn't that great? Okay, and I'm going to take my doggone bone folder, and I think I can shut this down for the second. And I'm going to turn it over. And I'm going to use my bone folder to give it the nice crisp fold. Okay, so now I've got my card how I want it. So it's considered a gatefold, I believe. I'm not sure, you know, I'm going to see it and I'm going to make it. So there we have 1 card, and you have actually 2 cards out of that 1 sheet of cardstock, but you only had to score it once. So instead of cutting it in half, if you're making multiples, instead of cutting it in half and then scoring two separate pieces, I did it all at once so that I got 2 cards out of it. Capiche? All right. Well, the next thing I'm going to do is I want to have my designer series paper. So I'm going to cut those out as well. So I'm going to bring my paper trimmer back. I'm going to pull this up because I'm going to make this, needless to say, it's black. So I'm going to make this into a Halloween card. I'm not a huge Halloween person, but you know what? Darn it. We're going to do this. Get that extra piece out. And the pieces that I chose are really pretty. Blackberry Bliss and Basic Black. And they are from the Magic in the Night Designer Series paper, which isn't necessarily, there are some pieces in here that aren't necessarily Halloween that you could use for fall too. Of course, you know, we have the subtle spider's web in a few of them, but there's some really pretty pattern. I love this pretty peacock pattern. So these are really pretty patterns, and it doesn't necessarily have to be Halloween, which is kind of nice, so it's versatile. But Magic in the Night, it's kind of dark, very pretty. Can't get it back in, so I'm just going to set it aside. All right, so what I need is a 2-inch strip by 5 3/8. So I'm going to take 1 piece first, and like I said, it's 2 inches. We know that this is a 12-inch piece of cardstock or designer series paper. So I'm going to, let's turn it this way. Let's turn it this way. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut a 2-inch piece off. Okay, there's 1. Let's go ahead and do that for this piece too. Let's cut it this way. Okay, and I'm going to cut a 2-inch piece off. And I'm not going to push down on my blade, remember? I am going to, I'll show you. Whoop. So I lifted it up. I'm just going to pull, because if you push down, you're pushing that right into the grid, into the plastic grid line there, and you're going to dull your blade really fast. So all you want to do is just pull. Okay, and you get a nice clean cut. All right, I've got my 2 pieces here, and I'm going to cut these down to 5 3/8. Because they're going to be the panels that go on each side of this gatefold card, which is what I'm going to call it. So I'm going to go to 5 3/8. There's my 1 piece. I'm going to do the same for this spider. So cute. I love this color, Blackberry Bliss, too. And you already know your colors that coordinate are all listed on the back side of the designer series paper, and also in the catalog when you pick out the cardstock that you like. it's listed in the catalog. All right, while I have this out, no, I'll come back to it. Don't let me forget. Okay, so I'm going to take my Stampin Seal. This is Stampin Seal Plus. I just need Stampin Seal. I could use my multi-purpose liquid glue. I think I'll use that. That way I can wiggle it around. And I should have my Silicone Craft Mat underneath. I'm going to put this on one side. Whoa. How about I do this? I'm going to open it up and do it this way. It's a little taut, but I wanted it that way. And I'm going to push it over just a little bit closer on this side, because you're going to see that when we close it, it'll work out perfect. Okay, now I'm going to come to this side. And I'm going to do the same thing. Let's see, how do I want to do this? This way? Or this way? Such choices. All right, let's do it this way. Okay. I'm going to move the camera here because I'm getting notifications. I should have put my phone on. Don't contact me right now. Not that I don't want to talk to you. See, this is why I need my silicone mat, because I just got some glue there on my background piece, my grid paper. Okay, this is not moving how I wanted it. And that's just how I roll, you know. Today is going to be one of those days. And look at that, it stuck so fast because I pressed down on it. So let's lift this up. Oh my goodness. Let's try this again. Just put a little bit more, because there's still some left. Okay, I'm going to try to be more careful. So I'm going to go to this side first. Can you all see this okay? Push it a little bit over to the edge. Kind of a perfectionist that way. Okay, there we go. So now we've got our gatefold. And the reason that I pushed these in towards the edges was because this edge is almost the perfect measurement on both sides here. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is with her card. She has these great labels, and to save time, which is a good thing today, I've already used exactly the same that she did. These are the Stitch So Sweetly dies, and it comes with a bundle. If you like the bundle price, this is a great stamp set called So Sentimental. It has really pretty sentiments, or greetings, if you will. So I picked out those two, and I've already run my pieces through the SEMA, my Stampin' Cut and Emboss Machine apparatus, which is what I call it. And I chose Blackberry Bliss as my base. And then, of course, Whisper White is going to be what we stamp our greeting on. But then I also ran out this black glimmer paper. It's black glitter paper, but it doesn't, the glitter doesn't come off of it that I've noticed so far. So what I want to do with this is I wasn't sure if I was going to use it this way, which would be really pretty, But I really wanted to bring out the Blackberry Bliss, so I am going to do it this way. And I'm going to cut this in half and still use this. So let's see how well my cutting is with centering something like this. Just going to wing it. And I love this paper trimmer because it has the little grid lines or grid plastic stoppers up here. So if you have a small piece, it's not going to let you go, you know, outside the grid, if you will. So that's pretty much centered. I'm going to pop that down and hold it. And then I'm going to take my cutting blade and just go straight up. And now I've got two pieces. Okay. Now I think the best thing to do with these, let me show you how this is going to go. So we want to attach these on the back side here. So it's just going to give a little outline. And let's see, I'm going to use glue dots because this glitter paper is very particular about what adhesive you want to use. And glue dots work. Okay, so I've got a few on there. Let's take this. And I'm doing a lot of Galen today. And I'm going to line it up so it just captures the edge, so it looks like it should be on there. I think. Okay, so it just gives it a little bit of a rim. Okay, there we go. I'm going to do the same for the other side. So we have a little mat. You don't have to do this. You can just stick with your Blackberry Bliss. I wanted to. I wanted to add this little glimmer paper to give it a little shine, shine, shine bling. So I'm just using my glue dots. Like so. Now I'm going to come over and do the same thing on this side. Okay, now we have a little bit of an edge here. So what I would like to do is you could put another little piece in there. But all you need to do is take your little paper snips and just come along and trim that down. So those little edges, and round it off a little bit. No one will know, except for you, because I told you and showed you what I'm doing. Okay, so there we go. So there's our cute little background piece. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp our greeting on this Whisper White. See, this is why I'm inking a latte. I got ink and glue all over my fingers now. That's okay. It's all worth it. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I chose two different stamp sets because I like the greeting in one along with the little spider web, and I like this little spider in this one. So this is Ghoulish Goodies. It's very cute, and it works in one of the punches that we have in the mini catalog. Let's see if I can find it real quick and show you. It coordinates with the banner year, which is the banner punch. And I will be able to find that for you right away because of this wonderful index we have here. Punches. So Essential Tag Punch on page 61. So this is the punch that works with this stamp set, Essential Everything. And it also works with the Banner Year, although you can get the banner punch for that one. And then it works for Ghoulish Goodies, which is what I'm going to be using, which is in here somewhere as well. I'm not going to waste time showing that. There we go. So Ghoulish Goodies and Banner Year. I'm going to use the Happy Haunting. And I have not used this stamp set yet, so I wanted to show you how that I'm going to take a bigger block. I'm using my Block D, which is my favorite block because of the size. It pretty much coordinates with almost all, except for the super large images. So a real easy way to put the photopolymer stamps on your block so that they don't wiggle if they're a long stamp, so that you don't get it crooked, is just lay it down, just drop it, and then just put your block right over the top of it. And now you've got your photopolymer stamp right on your block. And it's in the center, and then it's not all wobbly. I did go ahead, this is a cling mount stamp, I did go ahead and do my spider, but let's do the web too. And once again, if you don't know, if you haven't been joining me for a lot of my lives or my Listen at Lunch episodes, I like to use a block that is way bigger than the stamp itself. That way I have more room to see all around the image and where I want to place it. So let's do Happy Haunting first. Yep, and we're going to do it with Memento black ink. Tap, tap, tap. It is a felt pad, but it's fairly juicy because I did just ink it up. I use it a lot. Let me just make sure here. Oh, guess what? It's a photopolymer stamp. So we don't have the foam pad on our photopolymer stamp, so we're going to use our Stampin Pierce Mat 126199. It's not in the catalog, but it is still available, and it's only $5. So you want to have one of these in your toolbox, in your craft kit. Okay. Happy Haunting. I'm going to go up just a smidgen. My name is Carrie, my name is Carrie, my name is Carrie. Voila. Happy hunting. And yes, I do want to clean this off. But there it is. My chamois. My Simply chamois. I'll put that away later. Next thing I want to do is I want to add a spider web on here. So I'm going to use my smoky slate. And I'm also going to use some scrap paper underneath. And yep, just got that on my finger. Okay, and we'll do a couple spider webs. But I'm going to stamp off because I want it to be super light, because that's what spider webs are. So we'll put one right here. And it'll be real subtle. And we're going to put one right here. Cute. Okay. Next, we're going to add a spider. We can add a couple spiders. Oh my gosh, they're going to be so cute. So we're going to ink that up. I'm going to stamp off again. I'm going to put one right here. And I'm going to put one right here. what I did. Okay, well, I can fix that. I pressed down too hard, didn't I? Look, and I got halos. So let's clean that up and set it aside. And let's see what we can do. So, if you have a white chalk marker, where is my white chalk marker? Here we go. Stampin' Up! Sells a chalk marker, and it is white. So I can try to come through maybe I don't want to do that. I can try to do that. Or I can go to my toolbox where I have this wonderful little, it's a Tombow sand eraser. And I can try to kind of sand it off. Isn't that cute? So, a little sand eraser. It's like a sanding block, and Stampin' Up! Used to sell these, but we don't sell them anymore. And it is going to tear up your paper a little bit, but I'm not worried about that because this is a spider web. This is a Halloween, so if it's got a little bit of distress to it, I'm okay with that because we're not done yet. See what this is doing? It's kind of just sanding it right off your cardstock. And white's pretty delicate. Okay. My bad turned out to be, it's okay. Because nobody's really going to notice except for you guys because you know. Alright, last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a sponge in my black. Do I want to do it black? I think so. And I'm going to do a little sponging. All around. The sponge is great because you can get in those little corners. And it's okay if you get more than you need because this is a Halloween card, so it's supposed to be kind of spooky. And the designer series paper that I used for my card is also kind of spooky and distressed too. See how that can get right in the corner? All right, that looks pretty good. Okay, set that aside. Make sure I don't have ink on my fingers. And I'm going to pop that right on our Blackberry Bliss Stitch So Sweetly die. Hope you're still with me. Y'all still here? There we go. If I don't press down, you got wiggle time. That's for you, Cindy and Luann. All right, now it's good. So now what we can do is she's got these cute little twigs on here. So I have the sprig punch, and I'm going to take some of my designer series paper that, no, I'm going to take some glimmer. Where's my piece of glimmer? I'm going to open this up. Sorry, the noise. Where's my piece? Where's my extra piece? There it is. Here's the piece I cut to cut out my label to put in the background. And I'm going to take a sprig punch. I'm going to come in here. And I think I'm going to punch it this way. Don't ask me why. Because I'm weird like that. There's one. I'm kind of stuck in here. I guess I have a little piece stuck, so there's going to be some ripping going on. Alright, let's go ahead and tear that off. Okay, just punch 2 of these babies. My sprig punch. Oh. And I need some ribbon too. I think I'm going to go with this fun glittered organdy ribbon that is in black. And I'm going to tie a bow. Look how pretty that is. It just coordinates perfect. Got my really good scissors for cutting ribbon. So it'll be smooth as butter. Yes, I know a lot of you are saying, oh my gosh, you're tying a bow. Yep, I'm pretty good at it. I have a lot of experience. And if you come to my classes, I spoil you and I tie your bows for you. So you don't have to. But there's little bow makers out there too that you can get. Or I've seen people use forks. Google that. If you have trouble tying a bow, Google tying a bow with a fork. It's amazing all the things that are out there. Okay, let's put this away. I'll set that aside there. Now we're going to take some glue dots. And I'm going to put one right on the very end of this. And be gentle because it is a kind of a fine, you don't want to rip it. So be gentle when you're using the glue dots to put onto the back side of your glitter paper here. Okay, and I'm going to take one of these and put it over the top of the other. And then I've got a glue dot on the bottom, so now I've got my pretty little sprigs there, and then I'm going to take a glue dot and put it on the bottom of my bow, and I'm going to put that right over. Let's do 2 for good measure, maybe even 3 just to be on the safe side. There we go. And then I'm going to put this, you almost can't see it. And then I've got the bow there. And we'll drag these ends down. There we go. Now we're going to place this right on our card. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to put some Stampin' Seal Plus here. And because I don't really know how far to put it on the other side, I'm going to put it right on my cardstock here. Okay? Right in the center. And I'm going to use Stampin' Seal because it has a little bit of a stronger bond. Let's just put 2 there right in the center. And then the Happy Haunting this side, we're going to put some right here. If you get it over the edge, it doesn't matter. You can just fold it over. Super easy. Okay, so now I'll close this up, and I have some tape right here, some Stampin' Seal right here, which stands for Simple, Easy, Adhesive Lay Down Seal. Didn't know that, just learned that. Let's do one more for good measure, right there. I don't want to do in the center because I don't want it to be off. Right, and so then I'm going to place this pretty much right in the center. And you get the idea. Okay, and the only reason that I don't want to do it on both sides is then you wouldn't be able to open your card. So now we can open our card. So you can't really write on the inside of this, so we need a white piece. And I have a white piece here that I will cut down for you, show you exactly how to do it. Going to take my paper trimmer out again. And I happen to know that the inside is actually 5.5 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to do 5 1/4 by 4. Okay. And I really think we should put some spider webs on the inside too, don't you? Do a little, I mean, we got to go with the theme, so I'm going to bring back my scrap paper and my Stampin Pierce Mat. And stamp off. I'm going to stamp off twice and put one right in here. I know those should be in the corners, but it's okay. All right, that's good. And then I'm going to do a little tiny spider, and I'm going to tap it lightly in the gray so I don't get those halos again. And if you do, you can take your little finger and kind of get rid of it so when you stamp down, you won't have that. These are right on the web hanging down. Okay, that's all I'm going to do because it's looking good, so I don't want to blow it. And then I think we should sponge it again. So let's go in here. Get some black on here. And do some more distressing. You could use gray. That would be pretty too. And it's okay if you get the sponge, you know, a little more on in the corners, or it's not perfect. It's okay because this is Halloween. It's dark. It's distressing. So if you do get a little bit more in there, that's okay. It's going to look great. People will go, oh my gosh, you're a pro. All right, there. How's that? Pretty good. Get these out of the way. And I'm gonna make sure my hands don't have ink on them. Turn this over. Let's use Stampin Seal this time. I'm getting down to the end here. And the reason I said that is because you can see the red coming through. Once you see the red coming through, you know you're just about at the end. So it's giving you a warning. Okay, and here's our card. I'm going to take this and put it right in the center. Oh my gosh, I cut it wrong. How did I do that? Okay, guess what? We're going to fix that. And I'm going to show you how. So I left a little bit down here, didn't I? All right, you know what? We got this. So I'm going to take a scrap piece of my Designer Series paper. do the spider paper. Yep, we're going to do the spider paper, and I'm going to take my ruler, and I'm going to do 5 1/4 by, looks like about a 1/2 inch that I cut it wrong. So I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch. Today is a fun day. Okay, see how I didn't punch or push that down? I just pulled. Oh, and I gotta cut it at 5 1/4. I have to cut it at 4, right? Then we're gonna get the optimum spiders. All right. And then we're going to put this right down there. And people are going to think that was intentional. Why don't we just do a little sponging all along here? What a crazy day. Alright, and I'm going to use multi-purpose liquid glue. You only need a little. A little goes a long way. And I'm going to place that right down here underneath and fill in the gap. And I kind of like that happened, because now it just adds a little more to the inside of my card. So there we have it, friends. Happy haunting. Isn't that cute? I like how that turned out. I'm not a big Halloween person, but I really like how that turned out. So I pretty much used her sketch completely, except I did a different kind of fold so that you could write on the inside if you wanted to. Or you could even stamp another image, another sentiment on the inside too. So that's the card I cased by Marianne Cohen. And this one is the one that I came up with, Happy Haunting. And yes, do I have more? I sure do. I'm gonna put these underneath here so you know where that came from. Okay. So I have a couple more to show you. This one is using the Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set and coordinating dies. Well, the coordinating dies come in the bundle. And then I also used the Flowers for Every Season Designer Series paper and came up with this. Congratulations on reaching a whole new level. Which reminds me, I used these little gold pearls. There's a gold and silver pearls. And I think this is really pretty. It's really elegant. I like how I did the pearls. And I was going to put some pearls on mine too. Holy cow, I think we need a couple. You don't have to. I mean, I think this is just pretty the way it is, but hey, let's just go ahead and add some, shall we? I'm actually going to put a couple down here. How about that? There we go. You're supposed to do odd numbers, so that's why I chose 3. All right. And I have one more to show you. This one is really pretty. I used the Feels Like Frost Designer Series paper, which has gorgeous, beautiful scenes. And on the back side of this double-sided paper, that is 6x6, that you get 48 sheets of, 4 of each of 12 designs. And I also used the Snowflake Wishes stamp set that has coordinating dies too, that come in a bundle. And I came up with this card. Isn't that pretty? This is Coastal Cabana, and I use Bermuda Bay ink, and these are these adhesive back snowflakes. Isn't that gorgeous? So there's my cards today. So when I say see it, make it, really, you can take a sketch that you love and look at the variety of things you can do with it. I made 3 completely different cards from one sketch. And that's how I roll. Woo! If you like what you see, obviously these are the kinds of cards. These are the kind of cards that I demonstrate in my card classes, which I have my Christmas card class tonight. We're making 6 cards, 2 each of 3 designs, so that you keep one if you want to and mail the other one out, so that you have a variety of different cards. Tonight is Christmas themed. Next Wednesday is my all occasion card class. Same thing, 3 designs, 2 each, so you go home with 6 ready-made cards for you to use and enjoy. It's $16 or free with a qualifying purchase. And you just need to let me know you're coming and register with the $16. And if you place an order that evening, you get your $16 back. So you go home with your cards for free. And you go and you get to order some great products with it too. So it's such a deal, and the cards are beautiful. So what I'm saying is, if you like what I demonstrate, that's pretty much what you're going to see in my card classes as well. Also, if you like what you see, I hope you'll order from me. carryout.stampinup.net. This is our monthly host code that I'd love for you to use. Unless your order is $150 or more, then you don't use a host code, because you're going to get your own Stampin' rewards. But otherwise, they accumulate, and I get to come back and show you great projects every time once we close out that order. 2 really great promotions that are going to be happening. One is happening right now. It's called Get and Go, and this is Stampin' Up! Starter Kit, but don't be intimidated by that starter kit title. Think of it as a membership. If you love to craft, why wouldn't you want to get discount on all your supplies every time you make a purchase? So right now, the Get and Go, which is the starter kit, is $99 for $125 of your choice of whatever products you want. And you get business supply kit. You should opt in for the business supply kit, because you get packages of our catalogs that are current at the time. So you'll get a package of 8 of these, the annual catalog, as well as a package of 8 of our August through December mini catalog. So you can hand those out to friends too, or keep one in your car when you're traveling. You know, keep one in your office so you can look at it. And also, in addition to that, you get 2 stamp sets this month. Now through September 30th, you get this So Much Love stamp set, which is really pretty. And you also get this Queen Anne's lace, which I've made several cards with. You also get this card. And you also get 8 card kits, 2 sets of 8 card kits, and the supplies to make your own cards right away. So it's a get and go kit. So once you get it in and you get all your fun stuff, you'll be able to make 8 different cards with the Queen Anne's lace and 8 different cards with the So Much Love right out of the box. That will be very cool. Plus, when you sign up for that starter kit, that membership kit, you'll get to jump on board with our Inkin and Latte team group on Facebook, where we have demonstrators all over the United States. And we are a fun bunch of ladies, I'm telling you what. We have fun. We get together once a week on Zoom. because the majority of you guys are not local. And we get together as well as a group for events and so forth. It's really fun to be on the team. Everybody's encouraging. We're all positive. We're not pushy. You can be a happy shopper, or you can be business-minded and make some money for yourself as well. Also, the second promotion going on starts tomorrow, and it's one day only. It's a 24-hour sale, and it's 15% off select stamp sets that I have posted that on the page, the Inkin and Latte group. And if you wanted to sign up for the starter kit tomorrow, you could pick out 15, of several stamps at 15% off, and that would end up being 35% off your total. And if you're already a demonstrator and you're a bronze elite or above, you would actually get 40% off your stamps that are on that select list tomorrow only, September 23rd, 2020. So I'd really be warmed if you would share my video with your friends and have them join us. But you can't do it. I don't believe you can do it here from Inkin and Latte, which is a private group. You would have to go to, you would have to go to my Inkin and Latte with Carrie Blake, which is my business page, and I'll be posting this video there, and you can share that with your friends from the business page. Inkin and Latte with Carrie Blake, and I'll post that in the video ingredients so that you know. But I'd love it if you'd share with me. I would be really honored. Today is my really fun friend, Jennifer Woods. I think she's 37 today. Happy birthday to Jennifer Woods. Tomorrow is also my very wonderful friend, Christine Allen's, I think it's her 38th birthday. Yeah. It's her 38th birthday. So, shout outs to those gals. I am so blessed that our paths have crossed, as well as each of you watching, because we are going to be celebrating. I'm going to be celebrating with both Jennifer and Christine tomorrow, and a bunch, 10 other ladies, and we are going away for 5 days on a girls crafting weekend that I'm hosting. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So, yeah, shout out to those girls. If you have any questions, please reach out to me and let me know. And hi, Diane. Hi, Nancy. Thanks for watching. Again, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for being here with me. Thanks for putting up with my blunders, putting up with my broadcast issues. It's all good. Everybody stay well and be blessed.